Good morning to you all. Respected Professor Dandia, Professor Kar, Professor Burande, Professor Rao, and Professor Muhammad Baradi from Malaysia itself. It is very difficult to be amongst the stalwarts, and it is very difficult to speak on a topic which essentially is not yours, but then I had few encounters with pharmacy, so therefore I am here to talk to you something about pharmacy education. As far as pharmacy goes, I had a friend who was in love with a girl. Of course, the doctors, you know, have a very bad handwriting. He used to write love letters. Nowadays, of course, the WhatsApp and the SMS are there, so you hardly know about the handwriting. But in those days, handwriting was very important. But as usual, doctors have a very poor hand. So the girl used to go to a pharmacist to get those letters read. And after 3 months, the poor fellow knew that this girl has run away with pharmacist and married the pharmacist. So the relationship between a doctor and pharmacist is always there, and we have felt it. Of course, the bad and the poor and the coded handwriting, only you people can read, nobody else can read. But today my talk will not be coded, will not be encapsulated, but of course I'll try to be straight with my talk. Once we talk about pharmacy education, first let us think about the basics of education. You see, I have few basic questions on which I am working, and of course the university logo which I am nowadays building up has also the same punchline, that Vidya Jivanaye Natu Jivikaye, that education is for life and not for living. Now we have to differentiate these two basic subjects. That is one aspect. Two, I want to ask you, who teaches a child how to weep, how to laugh, and how to smile? बच्चे को रोना, मुस्कुराना, हंसना कौन सिखाता है? Who teaches a sparrow to make a nest? पक्षियों को घोंसला बनाना कौन सिखाता है? Who teaches the lion that this is your boundary? जंगल का राजा है शेर, उसे कौन बताता है कि तेरी बाउंड्री क्या है? And who teaches with what GPS the birds from Siberia, they come even to Haryana and to far up places, with what kind of a GPS? And with what kind of a mechanism the sharks in the Australian Ocean can talk to sharks in the Indian Ocean? You see, the question is that everything is within, and as Swami Vivekananda has rightly put it across, that the purpose of the education is to take out what is inside you. It is just manifestation of the perfection which is already existing in you. And that is what precisely Sir Aurobindo has also said. He says that there is divinity in every child, and the purpose of the education is to take out that divinity. Now if we work on this philosophy, I personally feel that if we feel that we can teach somebody, probably we cannot. But yes, we can take out the perfection which is already existing in that individual, and that precisely will be the basis of my talk. Because everything is in the subconscious mind, and the education, what does it do? It brings the things in the subconscious mind to the conscious mind. And that is how all the discoveries, all the inventions in this world have been. If you go by Newton, everybody sees an apple falling down, but it came to the mind of Newton only. Everybody sees that once you are in water, water pushes you up, but it was only Archimedes who could realize that there is a law of buoyancy, and he came out running from the tank saying, Eureka, Eureka. Same happened with Madame Curie. She was puzzled the whole night, and she was solving a mathematical problem. She couldn't solve it, and after she was tired, she went to sleep. But in the morning, she was surprised to see that there was an answer to the question written on the paper. And then further to her surprise, the writing was hers only. That means when she slept, the subconscious mind worked, she got up, she wrote the answer, and she went back and slept, and that is how she could get a Nobel Prize. So the idea of my saying is that everything exists within you, and the purpose of all the stalwarts sitting here, all the teachers sitting here, all the gurus sitting here is to only indicate you. We can only show you the direction. Rest is up to you where you take your education to. Now, why should we talk about quality in pharmacy education? Because we have too many employee pharmacists, but we require out-of-the-box thinkers. I read a small story, a small anecdote, that 3 persons were traveling in a boat. One of them was an engineer, the second was a doctor, and third was a pharmacist. Now Bahubali encounters all these 3 professionals, and he says that you throw something in the sea, and if I am able to retrieve it, you will be my Ghulam, and if I am not able to retrieve it, I will be your Ghulam. Now doctor throws a needle, Bahubali brings it out. The engineer throws a chip, the Bahubali brings it out. Now is the turn of the pharmacist. He throws a dispirin, and the Bahubali is not able to retrieve it. So that is what is out-of-the-box thinking, and we need to produce out-of-the-box thinkers rather than the pharmacists in the true shell which we are nowadays getting. And last time when I came to IPC, I threw light upon that all the industrial people in India, all the entrepreneurs in India, all those who have the larger industries of pharmacy in India are not pharmacists. So that's the place where we have to think, and that's the place where we have to work on, so that we do not produce employee pharmacists, but we produce pharmacists who are entrepreneurs, who are leaders, who are managers, who are administrators, and who to some extent are out-of-the-box thinkers. Why should we talk about pharmacy education and quality in it? Because there are hardly any curriculum changes, or if the curriculum changes are there, they are quite delayed. Now, it is similar to the kind of a thing that somebody asks somebody that my grandfather expired. He says how he expired. He says that he was doing yoga while watching Baba Ramdev. Now, he says how? He says Baba Ramdev said, inhale and do not exhale till the time I say so, and in the meantime the light went off. And for 3 hours, this poor fellow kept on holding his respiration, and he died that way. That means same is truthful for our education, the pharmacy education. We either do no curriculum changes or we delay the curriculum changes. That means there are hardly any timely changes, and if there are no timely changes, believe me, what can be to a profession? It can only be murdered, it can only be killed, or it can only die if we do not inhale or exhale in time. We, in fact, are producing pharmacists who are focused to the therapy. What today requires, what the time requires is comprehensive medication therapy, and of course the comprehensive medication therapy management is the buzzword nowadays, and I'll go along further on this issue later in my slides. The history of pharmacy in India, of course, is as old as Dhanvantari, Lord Dhanvantari, who wrote a treatise on medicine, pharmaceutics and surgery, and during around 500 BC, the Buddhist monks, they took the Indian medicine to rest of the world. The history of modern pharmaceutical industry can be traced to 1600 BC. The modern day medication, of course, we started with industries in late 1960s and then went on to have a larger market share, and India is holding a larger market share as you can see from these slides. I'll be not wasting my time on these. The pharmaceutical education has to set new priorities in new advances. The fields of pharmaceutical biotechnology, the pharmacogenomics, the combinatorial chemistry, the screening technologies, and of course, the bioinformatics. Now, educators and the pharmacy school builders and the council members have the responsibility of deciding how, to what extent, by what methods, in which way these changes and new directions in the education program should be developed. Of course, there is a strong need for betterment. We need to better integrate internationally educated pharmacists within the domestic workforce. And as Dr. From Malaysia, who was speaking to us on his work on quality education in pediatrics, I was amazed that they are not only talking about curriculum, but they are talking about so many things to the students, and it is very important. And professional development and maintenance of competency of practitioners. The reasons of strong education systems are that there is a change in medical environment nowadays. There is a collapse of doctors' paternalism. Earlier on, the field of medical was only and only dependent upon doctors. Now, of course, that paternalism is gone, and we are going into a system whereby everybody is important. Instead of one-person management, it is becoming a team management, and pharmacist is an integral part of the team. Now, traditional research-oriented system to a patient-centered system, that of course the previous speaker stressed hard upon it, that we need to have a patient-centered system. Then applied pharmacotherapy is to be strengthened. The Pharmacy Council is to prepare graduates to become more proactive in creating a safer healthcare environment for patients. The pharmacist's role in patient care, I need not spend my time on these slides because all of you are well aware that what is your role in patient care. The market structure, the supply, of course, it is very important that by 2020 there is a large gap, and in the next 4 years we have to do a lot, and the slides are showing the gap and the demand which we require in next 4 years. The challenges for educators are that there are faculty needs, new models and partnerships with practice, training sites, new models and residences, curriculum to address distributive oblique patient care roles, financing for expansion in ERA, and a strong background in basic sciences is sufficient enough. The challenges for the industry are that there is a divide between the industry and study curriculum, there are underdeveloped molecular discovery programs, lack of academic collaboration, expensive research equipment, lack of qualified professionals, lack of proper infrastructure, and of course regulatory obstacles. And the government has done a lot to give the initiatives for R&D. The slides are showing, the chart is showing what government has taken initiatives. And the vision for 2020 is again important. As I started with the first slide, that we have too many employee pharmacists. The change comes when someone does something different, and when that activity meets a real or a perceived need, it makes money for the innovator. In pharmacy, the pharmacy entrepreneurs have been the practice innovator. They are the risk takers, and that is the gap we have to fill. What is today need? As I said in the beginning, we need out-of-the-box thinkers, and that require a different mentality not possessed by most employee pharmacists. Now we have to choose whether we have to train them in physical art or mental art. You see, mental is very important. Health has 4 parameters: physical, mental, social, and spiritual. We keep on going along with the physical, but we hardly focus on mental, social, and spiritual aspects, and that is where our students, they fail. We continue to teach them so many books, but we do not make them mentally strong. And our situation is like, if you have heard कि तोते कैसे पकड़े जाते हैं, तोते पकड़े जाते हैं जब उनको पकड़ने के लिए किसी जाल या किसी और चीज़ का इस्तेमाल नहीं किया जाता, एक इलास्टिक की रस्सी लगा दी जाती है जिसके ऊपर छोटी छोटी लकड़ी के बिट्स, लकड़ी की गिट्टियां लगा दी जाती हैं। तोता आता है, उस पर बैठता है, अपने वेट से घूम जाती है, और जब तोता नीचे देखता है तो वो उस रस्सी को और जोर से पकड़ता है। पकड़ने वाला शिकारी बड़े आराम से तोते को उतार कर ले जाता है। If I ask you, how was the parrot caught? It was caught because of the fear in his mind, and he just forgot that there are wings with you. Believe me, all of you have the wings to fly. Do not forget that all of you can fly higher and higher. Be strong mentally. Do not be like a parrot, and do not hold it, because you have the wings to fly, and you can fly higher and higher and higher. You have to choose between curriculum teaching versus attitude building, and believe me, attitude is very important. And I remember a small anecdote when a pharmacist was traveling in a boat, and he asked the boatman, "Do you know pharmaceutical chemistry?" He says, "No." He says, "Your 25% life is gone." "Do you know pharmacognosy?" He says, "No." "Then your another 25% is gone." "Do you know pharmacology?" He says, "No." He says, "Another 25% is gone." 75% life is gone by 3 subjects itself. Now the boatman asked the pharmacist, "Do you know how to swim?" He says, "No." He says, "Then your 100% life is gone." That is what is attitude building versus curriculum teaching, and it is very important for you that we must build upon attitude building, as my previous speaker also spent time on attitude building. Then we have to choose between means and mentality. Believe me, sometimes we say that means are not important, but I remember the example of Dr. Y.P. Rao, who was a pharmacist from Hyderabad and who went overseas and worked on hetrazine, worked on methotrexate, and worked on n number of the drugs, and tetracycline even. But he was a man who had no means, but he had a strong mental makeup. He had the mentality to research, and he ultimately brought laurels to India, and that is what we can do. And of course, D is missing. It is, we choose between profession and devotion. And I remember when in Ramayana they say Lakshman got मूर्छित, लक्ष्मण जब मूर्छित हुआ तो कौन उसका इलाज करे? उसके इलाज के लिए लंका में सुषेण वैद्य था। सुषेण वैद्य को लेने के लिए हनुमान जी गए, परंतु रावण का डर था सबको कि कोई गया ट्रीट करने तो शायद मारा ना जाए, परंतु सुषेण वैद्य, he came and he treated Ram. He treated Lakshmana. Somebody asked him, तुम्हें रावण से डर नहीं लगा? उसने कहा, रावण के डर से केवल जान को जाने का खतरा था, और यदि मैं लक्ष्मण को ट्रीट नहीं करता तो मेरे ईमान का जाने का खतरा था. दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन प्रोफेशन एंड डिवोशन, एंड वी नीड टू वर्क विद डिवोशन इन अ प्रोफेशन, देन ओनली वी कैन be out of the box thinkers. And it is always important that we have a guru in our life, and having a guru or a teacher in life is very important. Of course, we are forgetting the word guru and we are emphasizing upon teacher, and that is the mistake we are making in our life, because guru is something different. The definition of guru, of course, it will take another hour to explain, but I am just saying that you need to have one guru in your life. And if the time permits, how much time is left, sir? Couple of minutes. Okay. Then we have to differentiate between help versus surface. I will be leaving the anecdotes there, but it is more important to serve people than to help people. And then we have to differentiate between pharma analysis versus psychoanalysis versus psychosynthesis. We have to differentiate between clumsiness and work culture. Stagnation versus change is important, and believe me, pharmacy has made almost all the changes, but still more changes are required. And all of you must have heard a story of cap seller and the monkeys, and the story goes like this, that there is a cap seller who goes to a city. On the way, he takes his food, sleeps. The monkeys, they take all the caps, he throws his cap down, and the monkeys, they also throw, he collects and moves forward. Now his son also becomes a cap seller, and he teaches the same kind of things to his son. The son is ready, be prepared to go as a cap seller. He also goes to the city. On the way, he also eats food, he takes rest, he also sleeps. And the monkeys, they take all the caps, and now he wakes up, he throws his cap. Now the things have changed. A small monkey comes, takes the cap away and wears it. He is not able to get the caps back. The monkeys have learned with passage of time, but when we will learn, that's a big question, and we need to change with time. Change is the law of nature. Change is something we require, and we need to change, and change is the most important thing in any issue. And the related issue are that there is a growing oversupply of pharmacists, the pharmacists' willingness to let current law dictate their practice rather than working to change it, and there is a low pharmacy organization membership. Comprehensive medication therapy management, time doesn't permit me, but you can go through the slides. There should be a uniformity of pharmacy practice, and it is very important. As the previous speaker rightly focused upon accreditation, we should also go along with this, and then better documentation of pharmacist activity. If it is not documented, it was not done, is the audit perspective, and what pharmacist documents and where they document is important. Now the last slide is that although we need to have a personal character, but then we need to have a national character. The personal character is, there is a very important story whereby they say that Churchill was drowning somewhere, and one Mr. Fleming saved him from drowning. Next day, the father of the Churchill comes, and he is thankful to the Fleming, and he says, "Give me your one of the sons, and I will carry him and teach medical science." He takes the younger Fleming to London, teaches him medicine, and Fleming goes on to become the inventor of penicillin. Later they say during World War II, Churchill got some problem in Egypt when he was in Egypt, and he could be treated only by penicillin, and that penicillin came from the person whom his father had made a doctor and a scientist. So it is very important to choose between a personal character and a national character. And national character we can learn from Japanese. They say that somebody asked a Japanese child that if Buddha, whom you worship, attacks your country, what will you do? He says that we will kill Buddha. That means even if the person whom you worship, and if there is some bad effect on your country, you have to go to that extent. Now सवाल पानी का नहीं प्यास का है, सवाल मौत का नहीं सांस का है. दोस्त तो बहुत हैं दुनिया में, परंतु सवाल दोस्ती का नहीं विश्वास का है. सवाल बहस का नहीं सुधार का है. Because we are talking about changes in the pharmacy. कोशिशें तो बहुत हुई सुधार की, कोशिशें तो बहुत हुई सुधार की, मगर क्रांति का इंतजार है, मगर क्रांति का इंतजार है. Thank you very much for listening me patiently. As Dr. Khar pointed out, I am an eye surgeon, so without saying something about eyes, I cannot finish, because you all are going to have a very, very long inning. I have played almost half the innings and maybe 2/3 of the innings. आपकी कहानी बहुत लंबी होने वाली है. पता नहीं आप में से कौन लोग पीछे बैठे हैं जो क्या बनेंगे कल जाके. इसलिए कहना चाहता हूँ कि मैं हूँ अश्क तुम्हारी आंखों का, मैं अश्क हूँ तुम्हारी आंखों का, जब जी चाहे बहा देना, एक लफ्ज़ तुम्हारी कहानी का, ना याद कर सको तो भुला देना, ना याद रख सको तो भुला देना. Thank you very much all of you, and thank you all of you for inviting me here and giving me a chance to speak amongst the pharmacy stalwarts. Thank you all of you.